Good evening, everybody. October 24th, 2021. Bitcoin today had some choppy action coming down, and now we're seeing some upwards action here after the daily open. I think likelihood is we ended the A wave, the 5 waves with an A right here, like I said. I was expecting, or thinking that we would get sort of a normal ABC up. That obviously didn't happen. So we're going to get rid of that. And instead, it looks like, to me, we're getting an ABC flat correction like that. So, and we are right now within the ideal area for C to top out. C, being anywhere between the 618 and the 1236, basically. So here's our, we're right at the top of that zone right now, basically. So most likely, I think we're probably looking at this being a BS Sunday pump right now. The volume is non-existent, basically. So I really don't believe this move at all. And expect it to come down further. Now, that being said, it is certainly possible that this is just the beginning of our ABC up. Maybe we get something like that. I suppose we could still get a higher B, but at the moment, based on the action that we got, all weekend basically, it really looks to me like this is probably just going to top out here, and then we should see overnight and over the next few days a move downwards here off of these highs that we're striking. In addition to this being ABC, obviously this used to be support in this region, and so potentially now it's acting as resistance all within this region here. So it would require quite a bit of volume coming in, buying volume, to actually break through this region. So I don't believe this move right now. I think we're coming down. So that's what I'm basing the analysis tonight on, and we'll see tomorrow if it proves me wrong, if it does something different. But I think that's the most likely scenario there. And so we'll have our A in place and our B in place, and I can preliminarily, for now, draw our fib extension from the top to A, and then let's assume that we actually just witnessed the top of B right now at about 62,250. So I'm going to draw the fib there for now. That might change if this comes up a little higher. I'll pull it up higher, but assuming that was the top, let me change this to a different color. Then we should see a move down now anywhere between the 618 and the 1236, which is right here. I'm going to draw that as a big green support box. So this at the moment is my expectation for C to move down somewhere into this region, 53.8 to 57.9, basically, somewhere in there, with about 55.3 being the ideal region for this to strike, being the 1-0, so that C equals A. But really anywhere in here, it could strike and hit for our pullback. So, and that lines up really nicely. Obviously this whole region here, we had quite a bit of interest. Lots of sideways action within there, so that lines up well. Anywhere in there, we'll probably see some interest come back in. And from that point, I'm viewing this as a pretty strong buying opportunity, and strong, potential long opportunity there, because it may, in my, I'm not going to say should, but in my primary scenario, this is the micro 1 that we're looking at, and this is the micro 2, and the next move up from here could bring us significantly higher. Let's see, by the time it plays out, let's assume it goes there. I mean, this move potentially, we could see Bitcoin go all the way to 150,000 within this third wave, if this is an extended first of the third. It projects all the way to 157. So I'm not saying that that for sure is what's going to happen, because that doesn't line up quite so well with the higher time frame fibs, but it is certainly possible, and it's in line with what Bitcoin has done in the past, which is, you know, having an extremely extended fifth wave, and that's what we're working on right now. We're working on the fifth and final wave of our bull run. So if we can see the third get all the way to 157, we'll see a pullback then and a fourth, and then we could have the fifth wave of 5 actually extend upwards over 200K. Based on that. So again, not saying that's definitely what's happening here. I'm just saying that is the potential, and it's something that we are certainly gonna keep a close eye on, and see how the rest of this plays out. If it stays impulsive, that's what we're looking at. Alternatively, it very well could just turn into the ABC situation and kind of do an ending diagonal upwards, which I've talked about before. That's one of my other scenarios. And if we extended significantly below this green box, I would say that's probably more likely then, because we would be going into a much larger correction, and it would probably look much more like a diagonal then instead of an impulse. So we're going to use this green box, I think, as our key here, to let us know, okay, are those higher targets on the table, or are we going to make a very choppy and annoying but still bullish diagonal upwards, which may end just in the 80 to 100K range that I was originally planning on. So that's kind of what I'm looking at there. Hopefully that all made sense. Let me get rid of that fib because it's just guessing right now. And I'll keep this fib on for now, just in case that actually is what we're doing. We've actually topped there. Get rid of the yellow fib. All right, so this is what I'm going to leave on the chart for now then. Leave these green fibs on, and I'll adjust it if we actually get a higher high overnight, but the action right now is certainly suggestive of topping out, in my opinion. We're also getting pretty high up here on the PPO. That looks ready to turn, and RSI is getting pretty high too. It could come a little higher, but it's getting towards the region where it certainly could start turning down again from here. So, all right, so that's pretty much the story on Bitcoin. All right, good night, everybody. We'll see where we are in the morning.